Hey everybody, welcome to our live YouTube today. I'm super excited. Do you know why, Doug?
Wait, Deb.
Because Bitcoin is up over $68,000. We knew when it hit that barrier, 67 something, and if it kept going, we might be able to see something really exciting here in the next few.
Things are happening. So lots of times we'll test above and then come back below. It'll test around that level because some people take profits and some people hold on. But you know, uh, really what we'd like to see normally is a nice break above a barrier, a pullback to the barrier, and that pullback holds, right? And when that holds and starts making its next leg up or next push up, um, yeah, things get super exciting.
That could
So
get very exciting. Super. And now's a really good time to remind everybody that we are not financial advisors. It's apparent. It's apparent, guys. You'll know straight away.
painfully.
Uh, we are here to educate you and show you how to do a little research on coins that you might be interested in, and especially how to use our nSights DeFi trading platform, which is phenomenal. We've got lots of traders getting really great results. So please do have a look at our trading platform and come join us and trade with us. We have a lot of fun together. We're real people making real money with really good results. And we're excited. We're excited about what we have. So in I would be even more excited. So I do want to see that pullback. I want to see the pullback, right? Because I do want to get another trade in Bitcoin before we really
Right.
some kind of crazy run. But how fun would it be for a 1 day pullback to, I don't know, 6,000 or so?
Okay, there you go. You're 6,000 again.
Maybe. Hey,
And and
anything is
and
possible.
we're up and awake and we nail that 6,000. We buy like, I don't know, I'd buy 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Bitcoin. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Now,
instantly.
never, ever buy crypto or anything else that money that you can't afford to lose, right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't go buy a new car if you don't have the money to put on, food on the table, right? Same thing in crypto. You don't go buy the new Bitcoin car if you can't afford it. So, for me, I'm still on that one Bitcoin for sure at 6,000,
Right.
because that's not going to make or break me. It's not going to kill me if it doesn't work out. Um, but with everything we know, man, oof, I don't know. I've got a lot that I could sell that wouldn't break me, right?
Right. Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I
I
got
might I might even sell my golf clubs for a couple of days.
my husband has golf clubs. I could sell his golf clubs. I could sell his e-bike. I could sell
Right.
he's got a lot of stuff.
That you could sell.
The barbecue. No,
He comes home, honey, we're having a garage sale. All right.
and we
Well,
got a few Bitcoin.
well, the good news is that Bitcoin's going up, but so are some of the other coins, Deb. And we got some exciting things happening. Now, the bummer is that I used my Bitcoin to do a demo the other week on how to manually close a trade, but
How to
you know,
manually close a trade.
but
In
all is
looking at
good.
that trade that you manually closed so that people would understand how to do that, it would have been fun to watch that follow the market on up and
Right,
keep going until it
right.
found an out. That would have been fun, but we'll have to do
But
that with another coin.
But we did cost average a coin. We cost averaged Injective. We looked at two trades, one that was too heavy to try to move down, and one that only had one trade in it, and we cost averaged that one and moved down. And it's very exciting to see what's happening in Injective, Deb. So let's look at that. Let
Let's
me
check
share
it
my
out.
screen.
Check it out. I love it.
All right.
Yeah, Candace mentioned this morning, hey, with Bitcoin running, what are our altcoins doing? Maybe you can have a talk about that. So thank you, Candace, for
Right, right. Very good point.
giving us the
Well,
idea to go have a look.
well, I may I'm on vet here. Not injective. Injective. Yeah, it's kind of running, right?
Oh, look at
Now,
that.
I think you told me you knew this was going to happen.
You know what? I knew that I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. So
And did you
last
take
week,
advantage of it? Did you get
well,
in?
let me tell you why I didn't. Last week, so Injective, right? It's a layer three, it's a financial system, layer three, apps can be built on this. It's a fantastic utility behind this
It
coin.
is.
But
It is.
also there's another coin that I like called Citus, and that's a metaverse in gaming. You play the game, you make some money, right?
Right.
And I like that concept in the metaverse. So I like them almost equally, right? So I didn't really have the means to be able to play with both at the same time. So I chose Citus.
And
And
it's going through the roof.
and even though I knew that I knew that I knew it was going to be Injective that was gonna go, because Citus, no, it didn't quite do what I had planned. But sometimes I don't want to be a winner, Doug.
You want to side with the underdog.
Right? No, I thought that was fun because I did have that feeling, and we talk about it all the time. Traders always knew that. Oh, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I'm not really sure why, but I knew it was going to happen. Guys, we don't, we
It's
don't
easy
want
to
to happen.
convince ourselves, though, after the fact that
Oh yeah.
we absolutely, undoubtedly were geniuses and we knew, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
But again,
Or
we talk about we're position traders of money and use money management, right? And that's exactly what we did when we cost averaged this one down last week. Remember, we
yeah,
were up here. We were
yeah.
at the bottom of this blue dot. Everybody go back and watch the video. I think I have the right blue dot because I did an eyeball. So this green dot was up here.
Yeah.
Okay. And we cost averaged it down to here. Now you can look at the current market. In market movement, we're up. Now we're with fees and stuff, we're only a little bit in profit, but we're up 2.82% roughly. Well, let's go down
From your
and look.
cost averaged point. I loved that, because if you
Yeah.
had to wait for it to get back into profit over and above where you took the trade, I
Yeah.
mean,
Here,
who
here it
knows how
is.
long that could take? But look at,
Right. Right.
we're already in profit.
Well, we're just a little bit in profit, which is
Tiny
better
bit.
than not being in profit.
Exactly.
But we're 2.55 market movement, and with fees and everything, that's a little bit high on the fee side. So let's just take a look at sell attempts.
No sell attempts yet.
No sell attempts, but the real BUSD is 3. The real net profit is 201 right now. So we always
2.1.
want to come
Oh,
out and
oh,
look at this, okay? And make sure that we see what profit we're in. So if we really did try to close this right now, we'd be in about 2% profit. So
so that the detail is maybe a little lagging at the moment, right?
yeah, well, and we do that because the amount of calls it takes to the blockchain and the fees that it takes, we don't want a bunch of fees to pass along to people.
Exactly.
So we do that. And but anyways, um, it is a little bit in profit. The one that we didn't cost average, this one was about, you have to go back and watch the video. It was over 20% negative,
Yeah.
and we didn't cost average it, but the market's moving up to get back to where, it is also. So, and that's up here.
Yeah. That's
So,
fantastic.
um, and you look at, we're getting close. So again, we did cost average this one multiple times. You can see 3 black lines that
Mhm.
we did cost average this to get it to here, and its original price
It's way up
is up
there.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you think about, again, position traders using money management is really the secret to trading. But
I love it. I do want to
look
say,
at we'd still be 77% down on this
yeah,
trade, and now we're only, we're less 11 and a half, 12%.
phenomenal.
I like the 12 over the 77.
I do too. Something tells me that you might be able to get out and profit a little bit before you would
Mhm.
have been able to get out and profit over the other one. I'm not
You
sure. It's a little
think?
spidey sense. A little spidey sense.
It's close. It's very close. So,
I do want to say this, guys. Now that I'm remembering, this is what we did over the weekend, Doug. So we told you guys we have a Saturday morning call where we come on live and we do Q&A, we do a little bit of training, we answer people's questions live. We love hanging out with our community. And so that was your opportunity to come on and hang out with us live. That call is not on our YouTube channel at this point, but after today, I'm going to go back and cut that section. We'll put
mm.
it out on our
Oh,
YouTube
wow.
so that you'll be able to see where we
Mhm.
started and where we're at today. So this is good stuff.
That's great, Deb.
And it's a
Well,
good come with us, right? Come join us on
yeah,
Saturday.
yeah. Now, I think, in fact, I think you made the comment to me that Injective actually started moving before Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So there might be something going on in Injective along with the Bitcoin momentum, right? And so we may get a nice little push and get out in some nice profit. If I wanted to take the 2% that's here, I could obviously do that. I'm not quite at the barriers yet. If I get to these barriers, let's see where, if I hit the kind of the first peaks, right? Not the highest peak. Um, that'll put me at about
Oh,
9%. So
yeah.
plenty range for it to get me out and profit it,
And
if it
that's gonna
pushes through this.
what's your profit percent that you have asked on this trade?
500%, is that too
Of
much?
course, we all want 500%, and we should go for that every single time, shouldn't we?
Yes, I'm at 5.5.
5.5. So when this trade, with either of those trades gets to 5.5% in profit, that includes fees, it's going to automatically sell for you, isn't it, Doug?
Yeah, so probably somewhere around 6 to, 6.1, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's where
It'll close. So
it'll close.
yeah, and that's reasonable with that barrier, right? The bottom of the barrier probably puts us pretty close to that number. Let's see, where prior resistance or prior support becomes resistance now. So almost said that backwards. I apologize. So really, I want to look across these peaks, this little dip. I'm more interested in where the main market held. And if I look at this to this line, not quite enough, so, you know, I'm okay with that. I could go in and set this up to look for a sell at around this point. Remember when I did it manually, when I go in and do this manually, and I'm not going to do this, you guys talked me into selling my Bitcoin. So um, when I go in here and edit this, remember I have the ability to, set a price that I want it to sell at. So instead of selling now, you know, if I set a price like 25% market movement, I could hit update and it would be targeting this number.
Yeah,
So I
got
could set the number up to target, which would be less than the profit that I'm going for, but I'm going to leave it the way that it is and let it do its thing. But the key is, as a trader though, I still have control, even though that barrier, which was support, now is going to be potentially resistance when we get there. um, I have control to look at the barriers, modify my trade if I want to, and then let the system take over.
yeah.
So I can do that. But like I said, you guys got me to sell my Bitcoin. You're not going to get me to sell my Injective, and I'm going to hold on.
Hold on.
So,
Oh, that's awesome.
and with that thought though in mind, Deb, let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, my main Bitcoin down here, I have two available trades, one open trade. And so and I can see, you know, it's performing really well. I think my open trade right now is in some nice profit, which it was negative the other day when we looked at it. We'll leave that alone, see if it goes up and closes on its own. Now, if you're looking at what I'm looking for now in Bitcoin, it's a little bit different number. I
Right.
modified that, you know. So I'm looking for some bigger numbers, but within that range, the reason I set that in case it does take off and really run, it'll hit a number, it'll start getting me some profits. But I can also come in and manually manage that trade if I want to, or set a different target for that specific trade if I want to. And so sometimes I set those bigger ranges, which gives me more breathing room to manage my grids in the moment or in the day or within the week,
Right.
right? So it gives me a lot more flexibility to handle those trades. But what will happen right now if we just look at this and I look at edit here and I look at my pullback rule, I have it set to standard. Okay. So what Bitcoin will do then, because I have two available trades for it, and we can see right now it's following the market. When these close, it'll move up to the highest point, and it's looking for a pullback, you know, as it moves up. This pullback should be around 6.5%. It varies a little bit. It is kind of dynamic. Yeah, about around 6.5, 6.41, somewhere around that range. If this is a strong run, and I'm thinking that it might be, so you know, we haven't broken our top here yet. You know, we've broken this barrier, right? Our 67 barrier.
Mhm.
And, you know, it's going to challenge potentially these highs, right? The main market movement is really this range right here, not catching this big dip, trying to catch the main peaks here, come across. This peak really lines up with them. I like this price action right here, right? So this would be tossing out the low, tossing out the high, looking at where most price action took place. You know, this is that range. And so we're a little ways from that. When we got into this range, our pullbacks were around 3%, okay? Not 6%. So knowing that, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go to my Bitcoin and I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to edit this because I want, if it goes up and I get a little pullback, I want to be in the game, right? Because it may try to break the top. Or before that, if it hits the bottoms and gives me a little pullback before it tests the current range there, which is very probable that could happen, I want to be in the game again. So I want to get in the game. And so the way that I do that is I go to my pullback rules, right? And I'm going to switch to aggressive. That's around 3.5, 3.24 to 3.5%. And I'm going to update that. Now, before I do that, I want to show you our green dot is all the way down here, which us eyeball this. I'm going to put a line on it right in the center of it. And that kind of puts me between these two gray dots. Okay, let's remember that. And let's go, and we're remembering that just so that you guys can see what happens. You don't need to do this. We're doing this just for training, right? Pullback rule, I'm going to set to aggressive. I'm going to hit update. It updated. I'm going to click on, now we click on the icon here, and that puts the dots on our chart. Okay. And now we can see really my pullback is here. currently, and it'll actually move up, but let's just show it from where the dot is. Now I was between these two. Now I'm above these two. And in reality, because the market, it'll do it from the high, okay? The market will really put it almost at the bottom of this barrier. So if we get touch up here, we get a pullback in this range, my entry will be somewhere in this range here based on how high the market goes. Puts me in a perfect position to test off of a resistance that was support, pull back into an area where there was a lot of price action that held, and then get me in the trade and maybe make the break for the higher highs. So perfect place.
I
Very
love that.
excited.
I love it. I love that I love that you can set up your grid, Doug, and you can go in and you can decide, wait a second, this is really starting to run. I'm just going to put 35% in here as my profit and let it run for a while. I can reevaluate later.
Right.
And the other one that that we talked about just now is being able to change your pullback rule depending on the market. What is the market doing? What's happening right now? Well, right now it looks like if I want to get into Bitcoin, if I want to jump in, I maybe won't be able to ask for such a deep pullback. The
Correct.
standard was about 6.5%. Changing it to aggressive means it doesn't have to come back down quite as far before it turns around again. And I want in. So, and that's based on what has Bitcoin done in the past and what could it potentially be doing now. I love the flexibility of our grids, Doug. That's everything.
And everybody needs to remember, if it does decide to drop hard, right, it won't get in at 3.5, right? It'll follow the market down.
Right.
Try to find some up volume the best it can, right? It's going to look for a certain amount of up volume to come in. And if that up volume comes in, then it'll take that trade at a deeper place. So it's being aggressive in a conservative way, Deb.
Yeah, I love that.
Right. So, well, that's all I got for today. I'm super excited. The market's running. It's a Monday. It's a great start of the week. And, we're making money. That's the fun stuff.
We're making money. That's all that matters. Now, past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Please always keep that in mind. We do want you to become part of nSights DeFi Trader. So please go out to our website, nsightsdefitrader.io, and have a look at what we're doing. Candace recently updated that website and it tells you exactly what it is that we're doing today. We'd love to have you on board. Join our Discord. You can find the Discord link in the YouTube descriptions. So please go join our Discord and say hi to us and plan on coming to all of our lives and also plan on coming and meeting us on Saturday. This Saturday, we are not doing a call because it is a holiday and we do like to let people just have their holidays, right?
Well,
Not have to worry about
family, right?
We are family. Our community is a family. We'd like you to be a part of it. Thank you, Doug. This was fantastic. Super excited about Injective and Bitcoin. And I know that my situs is it's just going to follow right along.
It's just lagging a little bit.
I know it's coming.
Yeah. And I guarantee that you know something. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Right?
Right.
Thank you, Doug. You're amazing. And we'll see you on Wednesday.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.